hope you're all doing well. It's been a little while and I'm so excited to hang out with you all and chat. Today we are doing something really fun. Every year I love making a fall, very festive video of just turning my home over to the new season, really just embracing and celebrating a new season. And what I really love is the same thing I did last year is I sprinkled very minimal, easy things around my home, and it made such a difference. Like I had so many little fun, quirky things I would do when it would get dark around 4 p.m., which our area gets really dark because we're in a valley. So the mountain, once it goes past that little mountain, we can't see the sun. It's glowing, but it's very dark in our home. So what I really love is having things to look forward to, twinkly lights or fairy lights, having beautiful candles all around. I got one of those little candle warmers, and that's been amazing because it makes my candles last so much longer. And also what I really loved during the season is having some really specific hobbies to look forward to. So as soon as it starts getting dark, I call it with work, like no more contracts, no more emails, nothing. And I go right into my crafts. And last year I started it off, kind of did a kickoff with my friends of like a beeswax candle making party. So we did that over at my girlfriend's house, and then I consistently kept doing the candles, my friends too, but I consistently kept making the candles through the whole winter. So by the time it was like February, I had so many candles, but crazy enough, I used them all up. It just shows that like you can find a craft that's very like usable, and it doesn't have to like gather dust in a sense. But anyways, today is the day. It's in September. I'm so excited that we have made it. This is actually our anniversary month, and it's just a really special month in general because I've been going through health stuff that now we can kind of celebrate a new season, just say goodbye to the summer because there was just a lot of stuff that came with summer. So I'm excited to embrace cooler weather and go up in the mountains and go to my childhood stomping grounds where I was raised, and just love all of those moments to enjoy some fresh, crisp air. But until then, we're still in warmer months. I did a big chunk of decorating already around our home, but today I think we're going to do a little bit more in the bedroom space. So it is a clean slate. I've taken everything off the walls, and we just have basically the duvet cover and my dresser drawers, which really doesn't get spruced. I have plans to do today the dresser, so I'm going to change the knobs for the dresser. It is getting late, so it's 6 o'clock, so I have about an hour and a half before it starts getting too dark, but we can go for a while because we got our to-dos done today, so we're just going to enjoy the craft. And then we're also going to do a wall, so really pretty, like I'm thinking doing picture frames and then also some shelves. And then if we get really crafty this week, I think I'll give myself a little bit of time. I might want to do a stencil wall. I have these beautiful floral stencils that I can't wait to share with you all there. But everything I purchased either was at the thrift store, Hobby Lobby, which I picked very minimal pieces there. And then I went to another local shop just to grab some like local items. But everything else has been reused. And you'll see when I show you a little bit more what we did in the living room space and the kitchen space. I definitely decided to remove a lot of things but keep them for later, like spring items, a lot of dried florals, and then I added a lot of florals that are from last year that are dried and lovely. I use a lot of natural things, so it lasts longer and it's not plastic, so I really appreciate that. And it has great scent. Like this eucalyptus smells good every single year. Anyways, let me show you the haul because me and my bestie went out and had a girls' day today. We purchased so many fun things, but keep in mind, it's not like a bunch of spendy things. Like I like to keep items that I'll have for a very, very long time. Let's dive into these fun things that I have planned. Let me show you a little bit more of what I want to do. So these are all the goodies that we found, sourced today, if you will. And I forgot, I actually have some dried florals that I've been meaning to share more about. So they're just like this pretty green, mustardy yellow mixed with green. Love that. Close to one of my favorite colors. And then we got this really beautiful picture frame here that I'm excited. I actually got this at TJ Maxx. I was just going to use it for the frame, but now I'm falling in love with the photo. I think that even though it's not a real piece of art, I think it's really pretty just to have a pop of color, especially pop of red, because that's actually going with the theme of what we're going to do for the bedding, but that's going to come later. It hasn't come in the mail yet. And then I got this mushroom. I think it's so funny. Big moss mushroom. and I thought this could be on one of the bookshelves, so we're gonna play with that. My best friend was laughing so hard that I really think that this is gonna stay on a bookshelf, but you know, you never know, you never know. I thought this would be pretty for jewelry. It has some cute bows on it. I need to print out some photos, so I'll have to go do that at a local shop and just pick out some photos, but these frames were really pretty, and I thought just really sweet detail. Very romantic is what we're going for our room. I thought this would be pretty on the gallery wall, so I thought that would be fun. And then we have this beautiful heart. This actually inspired the entire thing. I put this ribbon on it and I just fell in love immediately with this. So I can't wait to put a picture of my husband and I. We have an autumn trip coming soon. That's like a real autumn trip. So can't wait to actually put a photo of us together around the trees and just enjoy some real crunchy leaf trees that, you know, or leaves that are fallen from trees. I saw this one here and I thought that was really sweet to put our jewelry in, or my husband could throw his watch in there at night. So that's a really sweet piece. And then a little basket. I think this is going to go on the bookshelf because it's like a little nod to my, you know, logo and everything that I believe in as doula. Baskets are just very special, near and dear to my heart. I actually want to go back and buy more of these because I think they're great for gifts, but we'll get back there. This is from Hobby Lobby too. And then my bestie thought this would be really cute on a bookshelf, and she's not wrong. So I think we're going to style this with maybe some of these beautiful florals, so we could just put that in. Actually a piece on our wall that a local artist made, but it's always looked a little funky the way it's hanging above our bed. So it's the one that says, I love you, I love you, I love you. Anyways, I think this would be really beautiful to hide those hooks and make it a little bit more soft and feminine and romantic. Our local thrift store had a huge stack of gardening books. Like majority of their vintage books were gardening books, and I had to snag this one. It says The Wild Edible Plants, and someone clearly was really in love with the topic because they wrote so many details. So I'm excited. They actually wrote like a ton of notes in here, and it's just beautiful. I think I'm going to cut a couple of these floral photos and put them in one of the frames because it's just so sweet. There were so many more, but I had to cut myself off. But clearly this person was very interested in all of the edible plants out there, and it's from the 70s, so I think that that's just really sweet that someone was really invested in it. I would be the total same way before social media, right? We had less information out there, so books like this were so needed. They still are. And then ribbon that I'm tempted to put on every single thing. And then these gems, these beauties, we took a while to figure out which ones we wanted, but I think because our drawer is a 6 drawer and our dresser drawer has 2 knobs or 2 spots for knobs per drawer, we decided to do like a mix of them because I think it'd be so fun. So we're gonna do these, which are so cute. And then we're gonna do, we already installed one to practice, but we're gonna do one of these or 2 of these on one drawer. And then, oh my gosh, these ones look like little, see if you can see that, honeycombs, and they are like an ode to the basket weave that I love. I don't know if I ever shared, but my grandma was the queen of baskets. I always just love those little pieces to remind me of her, and this is just one of those pieces. It's just my favorite. I feel like there's too many colors and everything's so solid and heavy, and these felt a little more light and whimsical. And then we have these, which kind of remind me of like Norway or something that you would get. I don't know if you can see that. Something you would get up in the mountains, more just very like handmade, beautiful detail. And these were not my favorite, but I think they're much needed, and they're a little smaller, so I think that they'll kind of anchor everything in to give it more variety. But now I'm really loving them all together. So that's the combo there, and we're going to install those right now and also do the wall. I think we'll do the wall first before it gets too dark, and then eventually I'll put pictures in the frames, but for now we'll just install the frames and get that up, and then we'll go from there and put these in, and then also the bookshelves. That we'll get there. I was kind of afraid of sharing what my project is over here, but you're gonna see it later. I'm planning on making my own dyed curtains. So basically, sorry, this is in my sink, and this is all green tea. I do a lot of little crafty things. I've dyed so many times with green tea before, and it always comes out the perfect like bone color. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna stamp each one with a stencil, acrylic stencil, because I know I'm not gonna be washing these curtains too much. We have other curtains, but I just wanna give it a go. And these are cotton curtains that do really well in general in our bedroom. So we're gonna try it, and once they're done doing this beautiful steep for the next hour, I'm gonna go hang them out, just not in the sun, so maybe in a little shady spot. And then we're gonna start stamping them. Hopefully they'll dry because today's a very hot day. So I can start stamping tonight and stamp for the rest of the week and then get them up. But anyways, if you're looking for a quick DIY, you just basically soak your cotton material in vinegar. So the vinegar can act like a really great binder, and then you can soak it in any type of tea or plant dye or whatever you choose. And then we start stamping. So that's what it looks like. It's a very big mess in our sink, but it does a trick. And then once we get to it, I'm thinking about doing this stencil. Let me show you. So this is the stencil I was kind of playing with last night, and it comes out to be very, very beautiful. Gorgeous sage color. So I think that would be so pretty to stamp all over these curtains. I just can't find curtains I love. So I'm just gonna use the ones we have and play with them and see if we like them. If we don't, we can put them in our guest room, because our guest room is more of a playful, colorful space. But for right now, I think this is gonna be a really fun project. I also decided to not put this in our room. I think it would be beautiful in our hallway. So I'm gonna put this up probably a little higher, like there. Eventually I do want to get a pretty frame, but for right now I think it's pretty solid just putting it up. But anyways, this is actually a beautiful handmade vintage piece that I found at a local thrift store, and someone did this gorgeous embroidery, and they just put it on cardboard, which kind of funny that it's that expensive and it was on cardboard. But anyways, eventually I want to find a really pretty frame, but for right now we're just gonna get it up. And again, I always just like getting something done over being super perfect about things, and I think it will just be really such a beautiful piece in our hallway. so excited to share with you all what it looks like. I have been enjoying the process for a few weeks now, so I actually took a pause and just kind of sprinkled fun projects. I just wanted to enjoy the experience. So as much as I want to get it done and get the fall things in our home, I think it just is lovely to take your time with stuff and let it just like kind of, you sit and absorb some thoughts and get really crafty. I feel like this whole thing was like a craft project. It really was. But I'm really excited to share with you all the little details, including this beautiful Piglet in bed. They're gorgeous cotton linen blend. It is part of their brand new collection. And I'm really excited to share with you all more about it. But yeah, I feel like this room needed a lot of it needed little spruces, but a lot of those little spruces. And I cannot wait to share with you what we did on the wall. We actually did stencils on both walls to make it look like wallpaper. And my goal is hopefully in the summer or spring next year, I'm gonna get some flat plants. Like I'm thinking string of hearts, I think is the plant I'm wanting the most. And I want to hang them and let them grow so that it goes into the wallpaper and makes it look even more wallpaper, like live wallpaper. Anyways, I'm really excited about that, but let me show you a little bit about the little things that I did and how I made this space so cozy. I can imagine it'd be perfect for postpartum, and so far I have not wanted to leave this room, so definitely in a nesting zone right now myself. But let me show you all the little bits and baubles and fun things that we've been doing over here. So it's been a really beautiful project. I worked on this wallpaper and decided, well, I keep calling it wallpaper, but it's stencils, and I decided to add a little bit of a different color. So I did like a pinky brown, and I added little flecks of that here and there. That can be for fall and spring and all the seasons, but I just thought it would add a little bit more depth, and then I added a little texture to it. So it does have texture, which is kind of fun. I did kind of follow it to the mirror door of my closet, and that was really fun. And I've been just kind of harvesting different dried florals, and this room just smells like the best thing in the world. It just smells like herbs and all the goodies. Sharing just little pieces from my best friends, and then this beautiful plant. I actually am working on replanting it, so that looks really sweet. I can't wait to put that in a pot soon. And then my auntie sent a big thing of flowers, but all the roses pretty much were ready to be dried. So I took them out, but thankfully these are still going. It's for our anniversary month. And then this little pretty tray, I kind of did like a double tray because we love a good breakfast tray. In my perfect world, I would eat breakfast in bed, but I don't. Let me show you what it looks like. I made this funny little chain. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's basically just different patterns of gingham and plaid and tartan, and I just thought it'd be really fun to make my own. I saw it on Pinterest and I was obsessed, so I made this really pretty chain. And then I also hung the flowers. It's really hard to see in this lighting, but there it is. I also hung those beautiful little roses, added some ribbon. I don't want to change out the hardware for our drapes, so I decided just to leave them up there. But I did change out the curtains, which I showed a little bit, but I ended up doing the green tea dye, and the green tea dye actually came out beautiful, more than I could ever imagine. I hope it always stays this color. It's hard to know because we get a lot of sun in this room, see how long they last, but I would love to keep re-dyeing them. And then I put over here my little stepping stool that was given to me. It's made from my friend's grandpa. I think that's so special. My rain boots or my gardening boots for the season, and I can't wait to wear those again soon. These little crocheted pillows that a girl made in our local town, which is so sweet. Actually is as sweet as it sounds. She worked at her grandma's shop, and I thought that was so cute. She was just hand crocheted these. That's where I keep my purse, another little tray. And then I did want to share with you what these ended up looking like. I don't know if you could see it very well in the dark in the video that I shared, but pretty much all of these just have been working so great. I haven't had any problems with these knobs, so highly recommend Hobby Lobby's knobs. They are so chunky and heavy duty, and they last, and even the little basket ones have not frayed or done anything, and I'm obsessed. They're gorgeous, so I've been really loving those. I added a sheepskin, so that's necessary for when I'm getting ready in the winter. It does get kind of chilly, so love that. And then this is where we kind of allowed that wallpaper look, but ultimately stencil. We allowed it to come over into this space, and I had fun on the weekend doing that with my mom. So did that, and I added a baby basket. You can also see I added a picture of our dogs on a recent cabin trip, so that was really sweet, a really great memory. Some yarrow from our garden, twinkly lights, the mushroom that we love so much. I'm tempted to put a bow on it, but I'm gonna refrain for now. And then the book that inspired the entire room. I did a little watercolor painting the other day, so I added that back there. And then some herbs from our garden. We have some beautiful chamomile that I just picked. Thankfully, is the last bit of chamomile before it's gone. So that was sweet. I have some dried florals, some from our garden, some not, some from flowers my grandma gave us. So that was lovely. And then more flowers our family gave us, a basket that I use a lot, really beautiful farm we visited 2 years ago, me and my sister. So I've been really loving that piece. And then we have all of our cute photos. I still need to fix this one. It keeps falling down, but we'll maybe change that out and add those beautiful words. My auntie sent us this beautiful card and it was sitting perfectly here, but I need to move it out. But you know, this is real life, so it's gonna move around. I added this funny little barn picture, which is not even, but you know, it's fine, we'll fix it. And then I've had that since we got engaged, so that's our engagement photo. I added chickens to the picture. My mom thought it was the funniest thing. And also I added some of the florals from that book that we found at the thrift store. Over here, my mom got us this beautiful picture frame, so I just added some elements to make it look like a bulletin board, but it's actually a glass picture frame underneath there. I just thought it'd be fun. I crocheted a little ribbon, some photos from our trips in Amsterdam, and then a picture of our June bug when she looks like a little loaf in the hallway. I love that photo. And then some florals from our garden that we dried. Over here is crocheting, my little crochet nook. And then here's our gorgeous linens, which I cannot wait to share with you more, from Piglet in bed. They are one of my very favorite. I wear all their PJs. I'm not just saying that. I wear their robes. I have everything from them. And on top of that, I have all of their linens. And every year I switch them out from, I have a spring set, I have my summer set, which is my green gingham. My spring is the pink floral. And now we have a beautiful fall winter set, which I cannot wait to just love, love, love. I actually have not tried their cotton linen blend, but I'm already loving it so far. It feels a little bit more sturdy, so that's really exciting that it has a little bit more, like, I don't know, material to it. So we're breaking these in. They are definitely a different material because we're not used to sleeping on cotton. We sleep always on linen, but we've been loving them so much. And I like that it has that grayish tone. I don't know if the camera picks it up that well, but it's not a full white. It's almost like a taupe. And I really appreciate that because it doesn't look childish. It looks very like sophisticated and cozy and goes really well with this whole room. And then I put together a little cozy space for myself, or it could be for postpartum, if you will. I made some red jujube and orange tea. I have my tea bag in there. I have some gluten-free yummy cookies that I made. Chocolate chip cookies are so yummy. And then we have this little nook over here, which is for my husband. This is his space. We actually brought this back in because we had a different table here, but this just works better. It's more sturdy. We've had it since we got married, so why not keep it? Down there is some fun lights my mom got us. So those are some roses that can glow in our room at night down there. But a photo of our trip to Norway, and of course another bow. I did add some florals to this piece of wood. I mean, it was calling for it, right? You guys, it was calling for it. So it got a little, you know, zhuzh to it, and I'm really loving that. We added ribbons on top, like I think you saw before, but they just make the whole room. So it's been really a cozy environment, but I'm really loving it. Ultimately, this whole space could not be what it is without this gorgeous bedding. I am just so in love with Piglet in bed, and it's just been such a beautiful journey to making this room complete with this piece. But yeah, now I'm gonna enjoy my cookies and tea and just hang out in this space. I'm excited that we can be together today and this whole week and just put together these special pieces, and now I really want to be in our room, so that's really special because, you know, you always have that tough room where you don't know what to do with it, and I'm so happy we just went for it and just got all of the cozy things in here, and it's just really warm and inviting. So anyways, I'm happy that we could hang out, and I hope that this video, every year I just enjoy making this fall video and just really enjoying this season. And I feel like we made it better because we got married in this season for a reason, to really just enjoy and celebrate, and now that gives me even more reason to celebrate the season, and I want to just enjoy every little aspect because life is so fleeting. Moments are so fleeting, memories are so fleeting. So anyways, I'm so excited that we could hang out and chat. I'm gonna sip on my tea, and I'm so happy that we could get together, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you get crafty and make some beautiful things for your space for the fall season. And if you're postpartum in the autumn season, I'm so excited for you. What a dream, what a dream. So anyways, check out more autumn cozy content over on my Instagram and my blog, and in the meantime, go ahead and check out all my YouTube videos. Give this video a like, and if you really loved it, feel free to comment down below what your favorite craft was that I did in this space. And yeah, I'll see you next autumn, right? But until then, I'll see you some other videos too. All right, bye, thank you.